Hey everybody, this is going to be a video covering the pokes and I can't use the actual word that starts with a V, but I think y'all know what I'm talking about. And so this is going to be, the first video is going to be the CDC. They're not talking about the recent event that has to do with the number 201 that went down over the last couple years with the forced and mandatory, isolation of everybody from everybody. This has to do with a drug called Hepislav B, and they were trying to get it on the regimen. So I'm gonna let this video play.
Comment on using this vaccine at the same time with other adjuvanted.
We have no data to make a recommendation one way or the other.
So just to sort of put this in context of other vaccines, whilst preclinical studies were not done using these simultaneously, our general approach to immunizations is that they can be given at the same time in different limbs.
Dr. Hunter?
Are multiple adjuvanted used in Europe or other markets?
Dr. Ward, do you want to comment?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, I think unless there's any further discussion, we will take a vote on this recommendation.
I want to remind everyone to please check your voting whatever machine thing, and I don't know what it is. Voting is open.
Thank you very much. So the voting is completed, and it is unanimous to support this recommendation. Thank you all.
Does anybody have any comments they wish to make about their vote?
So just a slight reservation. I think this is a huge advance and a step forward. I am concerned about that signal, that myocardial infarction signal. I am concerned about the use of this new adjuvant and certainly urge us to continue to look at the post-marketing data carefully.
Okay, so that was the video about Hepislav, and as you could see, the spokespeople had said that they did not test the poke with other adjuvant pokes, and so that is like when you get a poke, you get multiple of them, different ones for different things, and they were actually saying that they did not test it alongside these other things. They had mentioned in Europe how it wasn't tested. And actually, kind of something to note, things that are like in America, like our food that we grow and like certain pharmacia that we produce, they're not allowed in other countries. Like at my work, the produce that we get, even the organic stuff that's like grown in California, it says it's not allowed for export to Canada. But they had said like they hadn't tested it for alongside any other pokes. And so they don't know if there's going to be any reactions. And then they proceed to vote, and they get a unanimous 100% yes. That is almost unheard of. Where do you ever get 100% of people in a room that all agree to something? That's very rare. Like, does that ever happen in DC? Not really. Well, or like, I guess as far as like the House and Senate and all that stuff go. Except for, I don't know, to war. But that is 100% agreement. And then after they voted 100% yes to this, then they say, someone raises their hand and says, hey, I noticed that this causes heart attacks. And then they say that we'll monitor it. So do you think if he had asked that question before the vote, maybe noticing that this has caused some myocardial infarctions, maybe that would cause some people to vote no, or someone might ask other questions that further deter even more people, and maybe the vote doesn't happen, doesn't get the 100% yes, maybe it doesn't even pass and has to go back into trials, things like that. But they ask after and then say we'll monitor it. So they're going to vote despite the consequences, then bring up the consequences, and then say we'll monitor it. And so now I actually want to go to a pharmacist who was asked a question about the recent event that has to do with the number 201. Put the number that I just said after event, so event and then that number, and then search that. You'll see it was a simulation run 1 month before the first case of the worldwide event, and it was a simulation of the same Nona, and then this was 1 month before at Johns Hopkins, and at the same time that this was going on in Wuhan, there was the World Military Games going on. And what did Trump want to do with warp speed? Promotes the military giving out pokes. So that's the event. But anyway, so with that, this is a pharmacist being asked about the poke and the insert in it, which is supposed to have all the safety data. So here's the pharmacist.
Boosters or shots still?
We are, but we're only accepting appointments because it's just been really crazy today. So you can make an appointment online at cvs.com.
Okay. Do you have the insert from the manufacturers that shows the safety studies, the effects, and all of those things?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is there a pharmacist here who knows where to find the insert in the box of vaccines that I could take a look at?
If you want to step to the side there, he'll be with
Perfect.
you as soon as he can.
Thank you.
Hello. Yes, I was wondering if you had the insert from the manufacturers for the COVID vaccine.
I've got 9 steps. Is that right? Okay, I'll be right back.
Comes in the box of vaccines.
I have someone who wants a package insert.
Hi.
That's from the Moderna vaccine.
Okay, Moderna. Is it the same for Pfizer and all of the others?
Each brand is a little different.
Okay. So may I take this with me to look at all of the safety studies, placebo safety studies on this?
Yeah, because the one that we give, because the one that's given to patients doesn't contain that information. So that.
Which one are they giving if it's not this one?
No, that's the one. That is the one we are giving.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the package insert given to patients isn't the full information.
So it's not from the manufacturer themselves?
That is from the manufacturer, but it's truncated. That's the full thing.
So why is it intentionally blank if it's all the safety studies and stuff?
They're inside.
They're inside of it?
Yeah, this folds out.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and get one of these studies, okay? And I'll need a signature. And you can just use the card reader.
It's supposedly folds out. I've got to get online and find it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I already know that it's intentionally blank. My last question is, how is it informed consent when all of the safety studies, placebo safety studies, are not listed from the manufacturer?
That's a great question. I would talk to CVS about that because.
Okay. So if we don't know what we're injecting into ourselves, I don't understand how that's informed consent.
That you're exactly right,
okay.
and you're exactly right,
Yeah.
and you are correct. I should not be giving these vaccines at all.
Okay. Why are you giving them?
Because I am told to, and that's how. Because I am told to, and I am told.
I understand that.
And everything I have shown, including the patients that I have given it to, it is safe.
It is safe and effective. What studies are you going by that states that it's safe and effective? I know these are tough questions, but I have to ask.
I know, and I'm sorry, but
you can't answer. So I understand that.
I unfortunately cannot answer that,
Okay.
and I feel it. And right now I'm feeling totally inadequate as a pharmacist and ready to turn in my license.
Don't. Just learn more about it. You know about the Nuremberg trials, right?
I understand about all of that, and
I'm just curious if people here really understand what's happening around them, and that just doing my job is not an excuse for what's really happening.
No, I absolutely understand.
Well, I just wanted to ask. Thank you for.
And based on what you're saying, I can no longer advocate for these vaccines.
Well, yes, that's absolutely your choice and people to take it. That's their choice to take it. But I'm just looking for informed people where I can get information. And it seems like I keep hitting this block each time. Every time I go online and talk to doctors, they block me. You know, it's because they can't answer my questions. They get uncomfortable, and I get that. But then why even continue this if you don't know the information?
That is an absolutely valid question.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking your time with me. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
And so that's pretty shocking, I think, personally, to have, I mean, and I want to say pharmacists mean well, most of them, but that is something to not, you know, that is, there's supposed to be a lot of safety data, side effects, trials that the folks went through, and it's not on there. And it's blank. It's intentionally blank. And I actually did this as well. I went to a pharmacist a while back, a pharmacist, and I got a slip myself, and it is intentionally blank. And I'll show that here. And then actually just yesterday, as of making this this video, I went to the pharmacist at my work, and I had asked them for an insert, and they printed one out, and then I said that I wanted the one that's in the box, as I did before and as the lady did in this video. And actually what the guy had told me was that they can't give an insert because there isn't one, because it's not yet approved. So this thing that was mandatory, there's, you know, follow-up updates for the boosts and everything, it's not even approved. And so that is just a little bit of what I wanted to cover here. I'm trying to keep this a little more, I'm going to try to keep things a little more concise and just a few things to note. But this is just kind of a glimpse at, you know, the process of how they get these man-made things to market and make them mandatory, and then the well-meaning people behind them, like what kind of maybe updated or knowledge they have, like how well they're following with what is going on, because there's a lot of science to follow, so no one can be on top of everything. But I think that this is just something that is pretty shocking. So thank you all very much for your time. I hope you all are doing well. I just have to say as well that this is, nothing in here is advice. This is all just information. And so, yeah, that's all for this one. Thank you all, and the Most High be with you all. Peace.